Now I'd like to share with you information about EMGView software. It's a software package that was designed specifically for the Nerveäna system, and it runs on any Windows PC. Here on the screen we have the Windows desktop and the EMGView icon, which is a little waveform on a monitor. By double-clicking, I launch a screen that has the typical software fine print here, and after reading and accepting, you can hit the green button to run the software. You're next then presented with this menu, which gives you three options. You can either start the case and record the information. You can start the case and monitor without recording any information, or you could play back a file that was recorded previously. EMGView allows you to capture and record on your PC all of the data that was captured by the Nerveäna during the surgery. I'm going to go ahead for the moment. We'll go ahead and start a case and record. Oh, and one other point I want to make is that you're able to add patient ID information, any notes, who the surgeon is, what the procedure is, and you can also choose where to save the file on the computer. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and change that right now because I've created a location on the desktop where I'd like to save my recording of this case. So this is your typical Windows Explorer system here, and I have a folder called EMGView that I'm going to choose on my desktop to save my file here that we're going to record. So now I'm going to click the Start Case, Saves Above, and Start Saving Playback Data in the file named above. So here we go. And there's a little window that describes some of the controls when you first start up that you can close. And there we go. You can see down here there's a little green graphic spinning that indicates that you are actively recording the case. And right now we have a battery discharging over here on the battery status. We have our impedance readings, which I need to do now just starting the case. So I'm going to go ahead and hold my test button. And those numbers went ahead and updated, and they stay saved on the screen. So I have 7.45, 6.01, and 11.84. Those are all good impedances for hydrogel electrodes. Moving on over here, I have the gain. And as I've told you before, this is the signal amplification gain, and I have it at 100%. Here, my stimulation, which corresponds to this knob, is at 3 milliamps. Over here, you have an indicator light that tells you if an evoked response was detected by the Nerveäna, and additionally you have a little indicator bar that tells you if stimulation is being delivered. Over here, there's a button to freeze whatever's up on your screen, like so. You can see the screen stopped, and you can actually, by clicking to the evoked window here, you can even go back in time. You click on these little buttons here, and you can, so if you're away from the computer and something significant happens, you have up to 10 seconds to walk over, hit freeze, and back up using these numbers. I'm going to unfreeze now by clicking here, and as you can see, it's running again. And I'm going to go back to evoked and free run mode. I'm going to go back to free run mode. Okay, now I want to show you what it looks like when you're stimulating. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the probe to the needle stimulator return, and so I get the sound that when a stimulation is being delivered. And as you can see, I'm getting a green light a green indication of full stimulation delivered, and when I flex my forearm, which is being monitored, I get a cap and that turns red. Additionally, if I want to place a comment and say, let's say for example that I did a test stim. I type the note in there, hit the return key or enter, and that comment has now been recorded in my playback file that I am recording here on EMGView software.